Well, it's Mr. DJ again. How you doing out there? And still on my 60s YouTube channel. I'm Billboard's Hot 100, December 26, 1964. I can't let this thing go. There's too many great Lost 45s here to play. They're the big hits, too, on this thing. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and give you the top 5 records that week. December 26, 1964 on Billboard's Hot 100. Excuse me, number 5, the British Invasion, Dominating. She's Not There by the Zombies at number 5, down from 4. She's a Woman by the Beatles. That's a double A side right there. That's the Paul McCartney record at number 4, up from number 14. Jump from 46 to 29 to 14 to number 4. Such is the power of the Beatles. Got Mr. Lonely by Bobby Fenton, which was recorded back in 1962, but released in 1964 at number 3. It was at number 1. Come See About Me by the Supremes at number 2, down from number 1. And kicking out the Supremes out of the number 1 spot, the Beatles, I Feel Fine. The same A-sided single, She's a Woman by Paul McCartney, and I Feel Fine, a John Lennon song with that great guitar feedback. At number 8, by the way, is Dance, Dance, Dance by the Beach Boys. Oh, boy. Amen by the Impressions at number 17. Sha La La by Manfred Mann. That's a Lost 45. A runner-up to Dwa Diddy Dum. That's at number 13. And that Gene Pitney song, I got to get to it later on. I'm going to be Strong by Gene Pitney at number 15. But the song I want to talk to you about is at number 53. And you're not going to believe this. It's just Always Something There to Remind Me, a great pop classic that was made popular by Naked Ice. Naked Ice had the real big hit with it in 1983. Their version, their techno version, went to number 8 on Billboard's Hot 100. But a lot of people, particularly here in America, are not aware that there were 2 versions of that song. 2 different versions. Well, the same record by 2 different artists that made a Hot 100 in 1964, but it did not make top 40. It started out as a demo by Dionne Warwick. It was written by Hal David and Burt Bacharach. And Dionne Warwick did a demo of that song. She demoed it, but it was covered by a guy named Lou Johnson in 1964. His version, a soul singer, Lou Johnson, his version went to number 49. Always Something There to Remind Me, summer of 1964, and I want to get to that for you on down the road. Then a woman named Sandy Shaw, she covered the song. She's from England, and she was doing a charity concert in London when she was discovered by a famous British singer named Adam Faith. He introduced Sandy Shaw to his manager, Eve Taylor. Eve Taylor got her a deal with Pie Records, and later on, Eve Taylor, she went to America. Sandy Shaw's manager went to America, scouting for material for a singer, for a new signee, and she heard Lou Johnson's version, Always Something There to Remind Me, on the radio. And she thought, this would be just perfect for Sandy. I got to give this song to her. This song's got potential to make it the number 1 at home. And good old Blighty in England. Sandy Shaw, she did a cover of Always Something There to Remind Me, and get this, her first number 1 hit in England, 1964, number 1 for 2 or 3 weeks, her version. And she would become really big in England and in Europe. She was known as sort of a pop princess. She performed barefoot. She was fondly remembered for that back in the 60s. But she also sang in different languages, Italian, French, Spanish, German, and she was able to cut records in those languages, which helped her become popular in Europe. But Always Something There to Remind Me, both Sandy Shaw and Lou Johnson's version did not make it. Here in America, it was ignored. Had a lovely orchestral arrangement, although it seems like when you listen to it, she seems to kind of rush through the record a little bit. And it's, okay, let's get this over with. But hey, it topped the British charts. Always Something There to Remind Me, that's it, 1964. Relatively unknown to the American audience. Great song done by two different artists. Didn't make top 40, but that changed. Late 1969, early 1970, a guy named R.B. Greaves took the song Always Something There to Remind Me, his version, to number 27. And by the way, he recorded that song at the Muscle Shoals Sound Studios right here in Alabama. But still, that's still rather a Lost 45. And then Naked Eyes, they made the song really big back in the 80s. A whole new generation of people who just did not know of these early versions by Sandy Shaw and Lou Johnson, or even R.B. Greaves. But here's Sandy Shaw, her version at number 53. It peaked at 53, December 26, 1964. Her version of Always Something There to Remind Me.